All right, guys, what's up? It's Mr. Cruz here to give you guys a rundown on modeling two-step equations. So modeling two-step equations is actually not as complicated as you guys might think. We're really just looking at, it's called a model, but we're looking at a picture that represents an equation, and then we're trying to solve it. We're trying to find out what the equation is, right? Literally translate the equation and then solve it, all right? So let's go ahead and knock this out. All right, first up. So up here at the top, we have our options for our equations. And then down here at the bottom, we can see we have a couple of different solutions for what the equation might be emulating or might be modeling. So off the bat, I see this one right here, right? We have 1 negative x. So if I'm looking at my options at the bottom, I can see that this first one is definitely not going to be it because that has a positive x. So we're down to the last two. And then I have right here, I see a positive 1. So I'm looking for an equation that says negative x plus 1. So off the bat, this one is also going to be gone. And then I see at the end it says equals 2. So then equals 2 would be this one right here. So when you're doing this on your, I'm going to escape from here real quick. As you're doing this, pretty much what you're going to be doing when it comes to your own part is you're just going to be dragging this on here where it says the correct equation. All right. Simple enough. All right, let's go ahead and do another example here. Now, actually, that's part of what we're going to be doing. But since we realize that my expression or my equation is going to be negative x plus 1 equals 2, at this point, I would be solving it. So I would draw my river. I would box up my variable. I'm left with plus 1. So instead, I'm going to do minus 1 to both sides. This side is going to cancel out. And then 2 minus 1 equals 1. And then I bring down what I boxed up. So I have negative x equals 1. Now there's an invisible number in front of that negative x, which is negative 1. And whenever we have a number and a letter attached, that means that they're being multiplied. So in reality, it's negative 1 times x. So I'm going to do the opposite, which would be to divide by negative 1. So I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. And then in the end, x equals negative 1. Man, this kind of looks like sloppy and ratchet, but hey, at least I'm not coughing, right? Because I got better. I'm healthier now. All right, so that's what you guys are going to be doing. Let's move on to the next one. All right, here I see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive x's. All right, so that's very unlike Taylor Swift's dating history. She has just a bunch of negative x's. All right, so 5 positive x's. So I'm looking for an equation that starts out with 5x, and they all have 5x to begin with, so we're good. And then I have a positive 1. So I'm looking for 5x plus 1. This one's out, and this one's out. But it should equal 16 because I see I have 16 positive 1s here on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and just write that out. So now my equation is 5x plus 1. So we find out which one is the correct one. Now we solve. So draw my river, box up my variable. I'm left with plus 1. Hey, same thing again. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do minus 1. This is going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with 5x by itself. And then 16 minus 1 is going to give me 15. And then here I would divide because I have 5x, right? Whenever I have a number and a letter attached like that, it means that they're being multiplied. So I'm going to divide instead. So 5 times x, instead I'm going to do divide by 5. And I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. 15 divided by 5 is going to give me 3. So then my final answer is going to be x equals 3. Light work. All right. Last example. So counting the x's, 1, 2, 3, I have 3 positive x's. We can't rule any of them out yet at the bottom. And now we have a positive 1, so it's going to be 3x plus 1. This one's out. All right, those two are still good. And then I have 7 positive 1s at the end, so it's going to be 3x plus 1 equals 7. So this one is wrong because that says equals negative 7 at the end. So from here on out, draw my river, box up my variable, plus 1 I'm left with, so I'm going to do minus 1 instead. All right, this is going to cancel out on this side. And on the side that I did the opposite on, it's going to cancel out. But then 7 minus 1 is going to give me 6. And then I bring down what I boxed up. So 3 times x. And instead of 3 times, I'm going to do divided by 3. So these 3's right here are going to cancel out, and x is going to be by itself. And then 6 divided by 3 is going to give me 2. So then I end up with x equals 2 as my answer. All right. There we go. So this is what you guys are going to do. There are a couple extra slides here. There's going to be 5 different slides where you guys are going to be doing the exact same thing, and you're dragging the equation that matches onto the square or the rectangle that says correct equation. Once you guys are done with this, turn it in, and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace out.